Good afternoon, my name is Alejandra Campos Bautista, and I am going to talk about aspects of spoken discourse. As first point, I will be defining the concept of oral discourse. This is the form of oral communication between a sender and a receiver, where a message is constructed in spoken form. According to the author TJV, he mentioned that oral emission are used in communicative contexts, and therefore it has specific functions in such context. The main purpose of this task is to analyze the language aspect of spoken discourse and mainly to differentiate it and explain the theoretical foundation of the characteristic of discourse by analyzing a real sample of language, by using a real sample of language by using a scene from a sitcom called Drake and George. This scene is made up for the characters George, Mindy, and Drake. Drake and George are brothers, and Mindy is girlfriend of George. The context of this scene is that George and Mindy are preparing their project for the science fair, and Mindy tells George she loves him, and George and Drake react about this situation. First of all, we can notice one of the concepts that appears in the show is topic. In this case, the topic is that George and Mindy are preparing their project for the science fair, and Mindy tells George she loves him. Topic are subjects being talked about. According to the authors Singh, J. and King, the topics of conversations include common topics and express their own points of view and attitude. We also can see the concept of perlocutionary in the scene when Mindy says, "I love you," to George, and this produce an effect in George. Then George gets nervous, and for that reason he doesn't respond to the "I love you" of Mindy and just say, "See you in chemistry," and slam the door on Mindy's face. Perlocutionary is the utterance that gives an effect to do something, and this is something that we can notice in this part. The author Heike explains that perlocutionary refers to the relation between the utterance and its causal effect on the addressee. In addition, we can also see agency pairs in the scene in phrases like "Mindy told you she loves you," or "Why you slap me?" And these kind of phrases are agency pairs because they are questions. In the case of George, says the phrase "I don't know," this is also an agency pairs because he's giving a statement of acknowledge. In some part of this dialogue in the scene, we can see that George doesn't take turns to talk and use expressions like "oh" or to take in turns when he wants to speak. In other parts of the scene, we can see how Drake and George take turns to speak. And as a result of this analysis, identify the different parts of the speech, and we can conclude by saying that we have learned to identify the different part of oral discourse by using a real language sample. And this is all for this video. Thank you so much.